Daniel sat beside Lily's bed, carefully pressing a cool cloth to her forehead. Her breathing was shallow, her cheeks flushed with fever, and her usually bright eyes were dull and tired. She had been sick for days, and their parents were away on a work trip, leaving him to take care of her. At 15, he had never really thought about what it meant to be responsible for someone else. But now, as he watched his little sister shiver under the blankets, he realized just how much she needed him. Lily shifted slightly, her body weak from exhaustion. "You don't have to do all this," she murmured, her voice hoarse. Daniel scoffed, dipping the cloth in cool water before placing it back on her forehead. "Yeah, right. Who else is going to do it? The cat?" She let out a small, breathy laugh, but it quickly turned into a cough. Her entire body trembled from the effort, and Daniel immediately reached for the glass of water on the nightstand, gently bringing it to her lips. "Here, drink." She sipped slowly, her fingers brushing against his as she held the glass. After a moment, she set it down and looked at him with tired but grateful eyes. "You're really sweet, you know that?" Daniel shifted awkwardly, trying to brush off the compliment. "I'm just doing what any big—" Before he could finish, Lily leaned forward with what little energy she had and pressed a soft kiss against his cheek. The warmth of it lingered, and for a moment, Daniel just sat there, completely stunned. "What was that for?" he asked, his voice a little unsteady. Lily smiled weakly, resting her head back on the pillow. "For being the best brother ever." Daniel let out a breath, shaking his head. "You scared me for a second. Thought the fever was making you crazy." Lily chuckled, the sound light and airy. "Maybe it is, but I still mean it." Daniel stared at her for a moment before rolling his eyes, though there was a small smile tugging at the corner of his lips. He reached out and ruffled her already messy hair. "All right, enough weirdness. Get some rest before you make me cry or something." Lily smirked, but obediently curled up under her blanket, letting out a content sigh. Daniel stayed by her side, watching over her as her breathing slowed into an even rhythm. The room was quiet except for the soft hum of the heater and the occasional rustle of the blankets as she shifted in her sleep. As much as she annoyed him sometimes, as much as they argued over the dumbest things, Daniel couldn't imagine life without her. He didn't say it often, maybe not at all, but he cared about her more than he let on. And in that quiet moment, as he sat by her bedside, he realized that no matter how many times she got on his nerves, he would always be there to take care of her.